No, we'll do the share to, let's share it to the
Hey,
page.
guys that are paying attention on Facebook and YouTube, are you drinking something Town Branch tonight with us? Whether it be the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale, the world famous Bourbonola, or one of their many bottles. And if you are, drop it in the comments so I know what you're drinking. Luca, you're gonna drive me nuts, dude. Go lay down.
Aw, come on.
Yeah,
Hey, buddy.
he
All
he's up
right,
my
Dave's
butt right
on.
now.
Howdy.
What's going on?
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah, you guys got sweet spots. This is great setup.
Oh yeah, look at you,
Look
Mister.
at
I got
this.
stills in the
Well, I
background.
mean,
Yeah,
okay. I mean, I get
That's
it.
the cookers. He's got the,
There's,
or is that that's the cookers and then the fermenters, right?
yeah, I mean, there's like 5 distilleries in America with those.
Yeah.
are,
I forget.
are those made of cypress?
This is Cyprus, man.
Man,
Yeah.
you're legit. And I seriously, you know what's funny is before I talked to you earlier, I'm thinking, where in the hell am I going to get a cool ass hat like Dave Bob to wear on the podcast? And I couldn't find one. I have no way of getting a hat like you I don't know.
Well,
If
when
you
you're,
ever want to, if you want to trump me and get a better hat, you go to Wild Hat in Louisville, and you'll pay the price, but you will have a better hat than anybody.
Is that the guy who's on TikTok, the like reddish hair?
Macaulay,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Macaulay buys his hats,
Holly's got them.
and then so does John. No, wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$1,200. I'm out.
Yeah, they are. I mean, the one I'm getting fitted for in the future is about $1,000.
Well, I hope, I hope you can work that into a business expense because you are Dave Bob.
Oh, I'm gonna. It'll have Town Branch on it. Like if
Everything.
I throw their logo on, they're paying for at least half.
Yes, definitely. That. What else can you do? What are
Hey,
the?
Jeff, if you get one, you can wear it backwards and it'll look the same.
Yeah,
I
it
bet,
would.
I bet there'd be a dope one like that.
Macaulay.
There's a guy. There's a company out of New York City, and they do really cool kind of urban style hats, and they can do stuff like that. And it's the same material, but it looks like a backwards hat.
I was so I didn't know this at work. We have Amazon as a client, and so there's a lot of stuff that comes through, right? And one of the things is they make now a baseball cap that's a hard hat,
Oh yeah.
and I did not know that. And now it's like now I have 6 of them.
I used to have one for my motorcycle.
I mean,
So a motorcycle helmet that looked like a backwards hat.
yeah, this
Yeah.
it's hard. It's like, and then it comes in handy. I mean,
Yeah.
the only thing I gotta say is that there's like a padding, like a little bit of foam padding, like in a helmet or whatever. And then if it's hot out, the way you have to deal with the sweat is a lot different. But normally
Yeah.
the hat absorbs it.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna get my last pour of water, and I'll be right back.
All right, perfect. So what's really cool is I did a ton of research with on Dave because his I know him as Dave Bob, not Dave Gasper, right?
Right.
Gaspar, one of the Gaspar.
Just say Dave Bob. I don't do the last name.
Okay, but finding
I
out,
haven't done my taxes in 20 years.
but finding out your last name and then finding out who you were and who
Yeah.
you are is really kind of cool. I did not know how cool you were before this.
I think it's a lot of smoke and mirrors.
Whatever. Then ChatGPT is doing a really good job for you.
If I read my fucking self on ChatGPT, I'd be like, this is fake.
Oh, I mean, the
They
greatest.
don't know the half of it, man. They don't know the half of the shit that I've done. I did tours to the Great Wall on sidecar motorcycles.
Awesome.
I've been on a bunch of TV shows. I mean, they don't know that I was a talent scout for a film studio.
And then also it says a bartender, right? A famous bartender.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
you were
Yeah, that's
mixology and everything like that. Then, I mean, it just talks about how like how awesome you are at Town Branch now. You're the master distiller and mix and blender coming across.
Just official is head of distilling and blending.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I'm okay taking master blender. I think I've hit it. I think I've earned it.
Yeah.
Distilling, I'm about 2 years away from it. There's a lot of science and there's just a lot that I don't know yet, and I don't feel I want to earn it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I'm surrounded by geniuses with decades and decades of experience, and you put me in front of some of them, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know what they're talking about right now. I need to continue to study.
Yes.
You know, and this is me being fair and honest.
And that's who you are.
The best way to be.
Yeah.
You're also really likable. I mean, that's another aspect of you. You know, when I met you, when we were talking back and forth initially through email and texts and whatever, and then when I finally got to meet you, it's kind of like the whole experience. You know, there's definitely. I was just talking a little bit with Alan Bishop today. And he's not at where he has been or whatever, and he's at a different place. And I was just expressing that brands are people, honestly.
Yep.
I swear to God, when you go to a place that lost the people, it's almost like impossible in a lot of places for the brand to recover. I mean, it's just like, but now one brand that did it really well is Maker's Mark, right? They did it decent, but because the family who owns them is so involved too, the Samuels, you know what I mean? So they had Denny and Jane there, and then whatever, and they've also had, I believe, wasn't Steve Nally there? I think he was, and then he went out.
Steve. Did he do that before he went out west?
Yeah, I think he was there. So, I mean, they've had so many different, whatever. But then there's other brands which just like, I feel like it's a ghost town when I go there. And I've had so many good memories with the people. And when that's gone, the brand, you're just like, well, how, and then other people are making the brand, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. But you've attached yourself now to the brand, which is awesome.
Because I started with the founder and the founder's son since day one. And it all happened naturally and organically. It started as just a friendship. And I started serving their beer and bourbon at my restaurants and bars,
Mm-hmm. Are you there, Nash?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Nash, your place is looking sick.
Hey.
Oh, man.
What's going on? Nash so long you had to turn on all of the lights.
Man, this is like, I want to talk about bourbon and UFOs.
Right.
Hell yeah. We can do it because my son, that's all he's been like watching while we've been driving on the road is like UFO stuff and all the secrets and stuff that's been revealed.
Let's do this.
Yeah, we yes. And then just you were saying, Chris, CT, you were saying about how it's light out and you could see Dave Bob, he's in the daylight. And so now it's all that's we know. But look at Super Nash's shower curtains are no longer dark. You could see out the window through the clear.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Nash has got more lights than a freaking circus show in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Hey, I lit the liquor bottles up in green for Town Branch. I got the sunlight coming in, actually the sunset coming in through the Rick House walls there. So,
yeah. Well, you know what I love about seeing this and seeing shelves is seeing all these incredible bottles all over America, and so many that are amazing and iconic, and to see that 16-year-old in a single barrel right next to it, that's a good feeling. We deserve to be there too.
Yeah,
absolutely, brother.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, I'm going to have me a pour of it.
Heck yeah.
There you go.
And for the So
I've
we've
been waiting to crack this open, brother. And cheers to you and everything that you've done and everything that you've been putting out, brother. It's been awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for people that are watching, which we haven't started the actual podcast yet, but we're live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook. So people see this background of you, Dave Bob, and they see this stuff going, these killer cypress fermentation cooker. Well, those are fermentation.
Yeah, these are open fermentation woods.
Right. So where are you at? Because not everybody knows where Town Branch is at. So give a little detail. It's not a
green screen.
We've been there. I can't see the heart brick though. Not in your.
Yeah, I know it's over there.
It's over there.
I had to put my glasses on. Yeah, but no, we're in this beautiful room. This is all because of the Lyons family in Pierce. So really, we have to go back all the way to the beginning. Pierce was a legendary brewer and distiller with his PhD in yeast fermentation in Ireland, working with Guinness and led the team that built Middleton. So this is why we have wood open fermentation, why we have pot stills from Scotland, because of his background, his history, and the equipment that he grew up working on. And, for me, years and years down the road, to have the honor of working on these old traditional equipment is absolutely incredible. It's extremly rare.
Yeah. And you're right in Lexington. So if somebody comes downtown Lexington, they're going to go eat at, was it Jeff Ruby's?
Jeff Ruby's, Carson's. There's a ton of great restaurants. You're down the street. We're down. We're closest to Rupp Arena. I could walk 3 blocks and I'm at Rupp.
Yeah,
right there.
We're
downtown Lexington, heart of the bluegrass. And we're so fortunate, that Pierce was able to build this out. I mean, essentially, we have our own little neighborhood down here. 4 buildings total. Really 1, 2, like 3 to 4 little streets. Connected to some residential areas. So for us to have this big of a facility and so nice in downtown Lexington is extremely blessing. And that Pierce was able to do it early on. We're the 7th distillery on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail.
In 2019, when I did the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, we stayed downtown at a hotel. I forget which one, but I was able to walk over and walk across the campus, and I was by you. And so you're right. It's like your own little, but you also kind of are like the shining star of the Lexington bourbon community, right? The start of the whole bourbon. Right across the street from you start, and that's where a bunch of other distilleries are there. We don't have to,
we have the distillery district. When you look at Lexington, we have great distilleries and bourbon over here. Pierce was fortunate to get everything started after Prohibition. There hadn't been a distillery in Lexington since Prohibition. 90 plus years, nobody was making whiskey and bourbon in Lexington until Pierce started bringing it back. And with the beer side and the bourbon side, that brought on a lot more craft breweries to Lexington, and it brought on a lot more distilleries back to Lexington. So, everyone from RD1 to James E. Pepper to new amazing guys like Dark Arts.
Yeah, right over there. Yeah, that whole thing, like you said, and I just remember going there. I would say that the distillery, although it has the classic pot stills, those which is that is not common in the bourbon area. Those stills are more, when you think of it though, the large version of what people make Scotch on. Those pot stills are beautiful. Exactly. Woodford, like similar to Woodford and everything. But I will say that the whole setup and how it was set up was so new and modern and modernized on the out. When you see it, it's got this nice, it's like a combination between I mean, it just, when I saw it online, it was just so beautifully photographed and everything. You know, like you have a lawn in front of you and the lawns are perfect, the grounds are cut and it's just a beautiful complex.
Yeah, you know, us and a lot of other distilleries, especially this one, it's that perfect blend of design and functionality together. And that's because of Pierce's wife, Deidre, who built this. Deidre's PhD's in the arts.
Okay.
And she has, you know, she has an incredible eye. She'll pick out a blade of grass pointed the wrong way. And she built everything around this. All the stone is imported from Ireland. You know, having the pot stills in front of all that glass, so it's a major feature as you're driving through Lexington. And I'll turn around and show it, but that's why you get this experience.
All right, we need to get going because we're a little bit whatever. So we'll get so that everybody on the audio gets to hear a bunch of stuff, but everybody on Facebook and YouTube, you just got a bonus.
A little bonus.
And so the way it works is I'm going to start the recording. There's about a 45-second sponsor ad that we don't hear. And then you'll hear our theme song. And then that just gets us right into the podcast. All right?
Sweet.
And then CT, you once we're on the podcast, you explain what we're doing with all these samples. How you see I mean, I think it's really cool how what you sent and everything, and I'm looking forward to it immensely to taste what you got.
Good.
All right.
Yeah. We'll get it going. So crank her up.
Here we
Crank
go.
her up. Do this.
Middle West Spirits was founded in 2008, focusing on elevating the distinct flavors of the Ohio River Valley. Their spirits honor their roots and reflect their originality as makers, their integrity as producers, and their passion for crafting spirits from grain to glass. Their Michelin Reserve line reflects their story from the start to the bottle to your glass, with unique wheated and rye bourbons and also rye and wheat whiskeys. The Michelin brand is easy to sip. It might be a grain to glass experience, but I like to think of it as uncut and unfiltered from their family to yours.
Drinking bourbon, sipping on some scotch. We get a little wild, but it's sure fun to watch. We love what we do, we're drinking every brew. Man, we talk some shit, but we're telling the truth. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, raising some hell and making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We're here to have fun and we hope you enjoy. We're here to have fun.
Welcome back to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We are here tonight. This is going to be an exciting podcast. I've been looking forward to this ever since CT set this up. We have Dave Bob from Town Branch, or the Lexington Brewing Company and Distillery, correct? I got that right.
Yeah.
There we go. And we also have Super Nash. All right.
Yeah, what's up, everybody?
We're going to get right into it tonight because I'm excited. We've already had Dave on for a little bit prior to this, and we're doing kind of like, and there's one thing when you meet Dave, he is everything about the bourbon industry that's good. You can just, when you meet him, he's straightforward. You just get the feeling he's not going to tell you any non-truths. He's truthful, honest, right out there, tells you everything about it, and he knows so much about Town Branch. And quite frankly, I went out in 2019 and I was there, and then this past right before the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, I kind of got a hold of him, said we're in the area, and we did the whole experience. And from what it was in 2019 to what it is now, and all the changes that it had gone through, I was really, really impressed. And then I got to meet Dave at the festival, at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, and that just finished me off to how I impressed. So welcome, Dave, to the podcast tonight.
Thank you very much. That's my first time seeing the show's intro. That intro was incredible. It brought back memories of Family Matters. It had some great vibes in there. Music was perfect. Y'all need to have a bourbon sitcom on network TV.
That was Kenny. That was Kenny Fuller. He was with for a while. He was with Luca Mariano, and he also they had a band attached to Luca So he played all the time, and he has some of his own music, and so we became friends. After a podcast, he's like, "Do you think I want to do a theme song?" And I'm just like, "Well, can you just?" He started doing some things, and I'm like, "Can you make it a little bit Mellencamp-ish?" And he's like, yeah, I can do that. And so he came up with it. I think I changed one thing he said. It was that perfect. It was just like, "Do you think you can just do that?" And he's like, "Yeah, absolutely." So that's one thing. I have a guy that does another podcast in the area, and me and him kind of sparred a little bit back and forth, in friendly competition. And he's like, once I had that theme song, he's just like, "Man," he goes, "I don't know what to say." He goes, "That theme song, I just can't get it out of my head."
Yeah, it is catchy.
So yeah, and I'll never change that because that's not AI. He did that, so I was very proud of it.
Song.
Yeah, I mean, at the end you'll hear our AI generated. That AI always takes us out when we leave. So, but that's still that'll never switch.
Yeah, no, good stuff. I appreciate the introduction and all the thoughtful words, and thank you for having me on. This is awesome. I love how long we've known each other, and now that we get to do this and share this with some people, it's great.
Yeah, and when we saw you in Columbus, I had some people that are part of that group, and they're like, "Well, I don't really know much about Town Branch." And I'm like, "All right, listen, if you don't even know anything about Town Branch, you go because of Dave Bob." And they were like, Dave Bob? Like, okay, who is this mythical creature you speak of? And I'm like, well, listen, his hats are on point. The guy, he's doing some great stuff, but what was great is every time I'm around you and people meet you, they always walk away saying great things. Like, the energy's great, like Jeff said. You just leave an impression on people. And I said that posting some stuff on Facebook today, that if you had the chance to watch, don't listen for us. Yeah. Listen to know you, because you're a guy that if you're in the bourbon world or you enjoy bourbon at all, you want to know, because at some point you need to go down to Town Branch, you need to do a tour, and pretty good chance they're going to see you there or have a chance to, and walk away a better feeling of the bourbon industry just by meeting you. So that's an awesome thing.
I would say anybody that comes down, whether you're before the tour, after, or during, if you don't see me, just say, "Hey, is Dave Bob here?" And I'll be somewhere, most likely, if I'm not on the road.
So Kirk, who's a top shelf member on YouTube, who's been joining us in, also left a super chat. So when they do super chats, and he just said, "Cheers to you," and he said it's lonely up here, so other people need to join the top shelf memberships. That's what I'll promote the podcast, right? But anyways, okay. So, and I will tell you, if you get a chance to hang out with you, there's an aspect of how you exude friendliness and everything that bourbon is. Why I love to be a part of bourbon. And I just looking at the fermenters behind you and the cookers and everything, and in the distillery, it's like we were talking before. It's a beautiful distillery, but it's just so well set up. You know what I mean? When you go in there, you sometimes can go into distilleries and there's a lot of stuff happening, and there's a lot of stuff that it was industrial, and there's things in the way, but with this one, it was designed to be a part of the bourbon trail. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, well, and that was Pierce, our founder, the whiskey maker, master brewer, master distiller, his PhD in yeast fermentation. But he built this with his wife Deidre, and Deidre has her PhD in the arts. So you have somebody with decades experience of a scientist and brewer and distiller who needs functionality, and then you have somebody who wants to give the community an experience that's also engaging and beautiful. And they did such a great job blending the two together.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, everybody that's watching is not going to be able to take the visual tour, but we talked about this earlier, Dave, about the podcast tonight, taking us on a journey of kind of what somebody would experience from the moment they step in. What are they going to experience when they come there? And then some of the products that they may experience. And then as we finish up, we talked about this barrel pick that I have behind me. Jeff has, unfortunately, Nash, sorry, but
He's doing okay with that 15-year-old bottle and bond.
I think
Absolutely.
If he doesn't get abducted by the
This is
good.
Fantastic.
If he's here at the end and not on a UFO, we've done great. But so take us through what people experience when they come down there, and then talk about all the product that you guys have, because there's a lot of stuff that isn't necessarily name town branch.
Yeah.
That is huge in the industry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, right when you walk in, and if you've been on the bourbon trail, everybody has their own personality, character, soul, history, atmosphere. You know, whether you're in Loretta at Maker's Mark or you're downtown Louisville going through Old Forester. And when you come over here, you're coming into a small college, big town, and we're right at the end of downtown near Rupp. Beautiful neighborhood with 4 of our buildings, one being original from 1860s, serving as our visitor center. And you walk into this beautiful historic brick building surrounded by the brewery and the distillery. And then you walk into Ireland, and it feels like you're in the Gafton Street of Dublin, Ireland, with how it's set up, and that's because of Pierce and his family being Irish. Pierce was born and raised in Dundalk, Ireland, outside of Dublin, and raised there, and that was his beginnings of a brewer and a distiller with Jameson and working with Barry Crockett side by side. And Pierce led the team that built Middleton, so he was a legend in Ireland as a whiskey maker in that history. So tons of Irish history attached to us as a distillery. And then a total smorgasbord, because we're the only brewery distillery. So you're walking into barrel-aged beer, single malt whiskey, bourbon. And then Pierce started our second distillery in Dublin, Ireland at St. James Church across from Guinness. So then we got a whole area dedicated to our Irish whiskey and gin that we're bringing over to the stateside. So it's an incredible experience.
Well, we you can't forget Bourbonola though.
Then Bourbonola, there's so much. Bourbonola is a sleeper.
Yeah.
Bourbonola is amazing.
Now, CT's got it in hand. I should have grabbed one of those.
Knowing what just what you said real quick, the fact that he comes from Ireland and is so initially when the distillery opened, like when I was around in 2019, they were winning some awards for American single malts. So that is something that was familiar to him, to do a single malt and that type of thing. So that was kind of cool at the same time.
Well, he never made bourbon.
Right. And now
he's in Kentucky all these years, and when he gets to Kentucky, in the late 70s, when he came over here, he already left distilling. He had his career in distilling, did everything that he wanted to do, and he was such an incredible scientist. And he went on to start studying and really getting involved in alternative ethanols and yeast beyond distilling. And that's what brought him to Kentucky was the gas crisis in the Carter era.
Okay.
So he gets headhunted. He's in Kentucky. He's doing all this alternative ethanol work and doesn't really enjoy the work, but loves Kentucky. I mean, the comparison of Ireland and Kentucky and the Irish immigration into the Kentucky area for decades, rolling green hills, the horse culture, the music, to whiskey making and bourbon making. He loved Kentucky. So what he started doing was he started making his yeast. And back then, 80s and 90s, this yeast was the most aggressive, fast-reacting beverage yeast in Kentucky. And pretty much every distillery in Kentucky was buying Pierce's yeast. You talk to all the OGs, Jimmy and Jody from Heaven Hill and all these guys that have been a part of the distillery, during that time. And inside those circles, Pierce was a legend because of that yeast. And then he had his opportunity to start brewing and distilling on his own again. Yeah.
Awesome.
Great story. That's just a great story.
So Dave, they come into the welcome center, which, like we said, you have to visualize. It's like a town street.
It really is. Yeah.
You walk into a cobblestone street with buildings. It's just,
and they all look like pubs with that deep lacquer paint, like you would see at pubs and streets in Ireland. Even we got lampposts and everything. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So from there, what's the next step?
So next stop, you're going to come in, check in, have a cocktail, have a beer, wait for the tour to start. That tour is going to start with beer. And during the journey of walking through our little neighborhood, going over to the brewery, you're going to hear that story of Pierce and his family. You're going to hear about the beginnings of the brewery. And I mean, the beginnings of the brewery, this goes back to the Civil War. I mean, during the Civil War, they burnt down the brewery when it was downtown Main Street. From then till Prohibition, it changed hands multiple times. The brewery was still downtown Lexington on Main Street all the way through Prohibition. They were quietly still making cask ales. And the FBI and police, state police and local police, raided them. And, we have the photos and newspaper clippings and, they're breaking barrels and dumping them in the sewer and a whole spectacle. This was a big deal in 1920. And they took around 400 plus bottles and crates of booze and they put it into City Hall right downtown, just a few buildings down. and they forgot or didn't know. Well, they must have known, but the mayor was a silent owner, and half that booze went missing that night. And I'm telling all this because of Bourbonola. So shortly after that, they're still open. You know, they're hurting. They got to keep the doors open with some legal cash. So they're like, okay, let's make a cola. It's going to be a cola, nothing else in it. But we're going to call it Bourbonola. Ola for cola, bourbon to kind of give the middle finger to the cops because they'll think there's booze in it, but there's not.
That's
so CT.
That's what
CT,
you should do, right?
Oh, it's a great idea. and CT's wearing that shirt, that Bourbonola, that logo. That is the original logo from over 100 years ago from Lexington Brewing. We brought it back 100 years later, and we put cask strength bourbon in it. Our bourbon from Lexington,
and it's fantastic.
And it is delicious.
Yeah, it is.
It's like
you describe the flavor.
Cherry cola and bourbon had a baby.
Yeah.
At 12% ABV. And it is, you know, these are a 4-pack, so they're definitely not something you're going to go slam 4 of these and call it a day. You know, one of these, it's nice to sip one. I like it if I'm out at the lake. I like it sitting on the back porch when I don't necessarily feel like bourbon that night, or maybe beer's not hitting right. And I'm like, the Bourbonola just has a very nice, it works most of the time for me.
Yeah. And this was a hard product to make. You know, because in a sense, we're purists. We're making bourbon and whiskey, and we have a beautiful bottle. And to put out an RTD, you know, anything's a risk, but you're also putting it up against, you know, a beautiful bourbon. And it took our whole team to get this going, from how the can is designed. This is all internal. We have an incredible designer and marketing team. That was all done in-house. We're going through the process of, you know, what should the ABV be? What should the notes be? You know, we went through, you know, 6+ companies to try to get cherry colas, and none of them tasted right. They're all generic. They didn't taste good. And then, you know, what barrels should we use, and what should the proof be? And it was, you know, some, you know, wanting, you know, a certain proof, but, you know, I told them, hey, you know, we can't dip into older barrels. You know, we can't have this be a $30 4-pack. You know, I said, you know, our younger barrels, 2.5 to 3 years old, have some great flavor to them. We're getting that cask strength. It's got to be cask strength, which means we got to go hit a home run and just put it at 12%. And let's put in 3 ounces in every single can. But what really brought it through was our whole team together, but also our Tammy, who's on our team, who has her degree in brewing, but she's a master flavorist and scientist. And her and I and the team were taking those bourbon barrels, and her developing and making her own cherry cola, and us putting that together and making sure those notes of the bourbon that were spicier, oaky, really blended well with her cherry cola. So adding certain like ginger and cinnamon aspects to make all that blend together to have a great drinking experience. So we put our heart and soul into that can.
So what you're saying is the cherry cola that you came up with isn't necessarily what a cherry cola would be if you put it on the market. You designed a cherry cola that would work well with your 2 to 2.5, 3-year-old cask strength bourbon and bring out the flavors that you wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think the first time I had it, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Were you guys ever at New Orleans Bourbon Festival?
Yeah, for years. This is the first year we couldn't make it.
Okay, so
This is the
so it
first
would have
year
been
in
20
years
So-
that we couldn't make it to New Orleans.
2024
Yeah.
was my
I was there.
yeah, when we were there, me and Nash and I believe Whiskey, you were there, right?
Yeah, I was there every year.
Yeah,
for
because
years.
that's what Stacy told me to do. Stacy Pritchard, she's like,
It's amazing. Yeah.
you gotta go try their Bourbonola. and that was my introduction back into Town Branch. You know what I mean? And honestly, that was like that night. It was hot, and we were running around, and the smoke from the oysters, and I had one of those, and it was freaking so good. You were pouring it in a
ice cold.
I wanted
You
it.
can't beat it.
I wanted the whole can. You were just pouring it in one of those.
Yeah.
Give it his taste.
But I mean, think about that at a bourbon festival in New Orleans. That's something I was desiring over the bourbon. It's just like pretty cool.
We're happy to do it.
Yeah.
So,
See, that's
so
exactly.
Speaking of refreshing,
Yes, let's
so
go.
in the beer line, you have, of course, the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale, but then you have, is the Imperial a different one?
It's just it's a stout, so it's just a different style of beer, but that's year round. That's a core beer.
This is the one that if you go to a restaurant and you see the wood handle, is this the one you're usually getting?
Mainly, no. Our flagship is going to be the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale. So
Okay, so this one is different because it's a
that's
stout.
different. That's a stout. Yeah.
And
And my favorite was the tangerine.
Yeah.
That was
that was
phenomenal.
impressive, CT.
Yeah.
That was impressive what
wow.
you just did.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Cocktail dreams over here.
So you have the tangerine, you have regular bourbon barrel ale, you have imperial stout, and then what else followed through that line?
Vanilla barrel cream ale would be the second or third most sold.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So a cream ale, flake corn connecting the distillery to the brewery even more. That flake corn giving that very light, mild cream body. Vanilla beans, right with that barrel aging process for months. So what was so interesting about that beer being created by our former master brewer, Mark Phipps, was he was brewing, and I'm going to say the name wrong, but you guys are Ohio guys too. So Green King, Little King, what's
Little
that
Kings?
now?
Little
Kings. So Mark brewed for Little Kings for years, decades.
Oh,
That's all he did was brew America's first craft beer, cream ale in Ohio, and was always talking to Pierce, oh man, I'd love to do a barrel aged cream ale. And then finally it was time, and Pierce said, go for it. And he did the vanilla. And that vanilla and that tangerine with dried orange skin peel. When you're drinking that beer, it's just so light. When you pour it, it's that really nice golden straw color. But that's been barrel aged for 5+ months. So I mean, he created what I call is the first real sessionable session barrel aged beer.
well, and
It's
Little
5.5.
Kings, there's a lot of stories in Ohio of Little Kings, of
Yeah.
people and their evenings wrapped around Little Kings and how they don't remember a lot of things with Little Kings. So, but it is still a product that you see, like, and you come around like the liquor store here down the road from me.
Yeah.
They still sell it. Like it's still like one of those things that it's kind of like people go back to it. Like, oh my God, you remember when we drank those? So,
Yeah. Were you stealing them from your grandfather?
yeah, right.
So ChatGPT gave me something. They said what you produce. What the hell is Bluegrass Sundown?
So Bluegrass Sundown, this was Pierce's aperitif after dinner drink. Something similar that he would drink in Ireland. One of our first products that he made. And it's actually funny enough, it's the #1 sold bottle at the visitor center. This bottle beats our bourbon.
And I will say,
That's amazing.
yeah, that's cool. And I'll say that if anybody who comes to the distillery, and let's just say you're a bourbon guy on the bourbon trail, okay, know that when you get there, that you guys pay homage to the beer, and the bourbon. And when you're in the gift shop or the welcome center, when you get in there, there's a lot of sampling that can go on. There's a lot of stuff that happens, and it's all right there. And the team I'll put it this way. They try and, if you're there for the beer, they want you to try the bourbon. But if you're there for the bourbon, they want you to try the beer. It's just like, I noticed that when we were in there, both times I was in there, and I thought that was kind of cool because I'm, originally from Milwaukee. So when it comes to beer, I've had my share. And but I will say the coolest thing is your barrel aged, your bourbon barrel aged beer is probably one of the most, especially here in Ohio, one of the most. It's reasonably priced. Put it that way. Yeah. So it's very popular and it's really good.
Yeah, and it's not meant to. This
really
is
good.
your either. I like to start high, go low when I'm drinking. Whether it's bourbon, whiskey, beer, wine, anything. Tequila, you go with the good stuff first, and then I'm ending with the whatever stuff later because I don't care about my palate as so far down the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it is cool in the gift shop, the dedication you have. And if anybody goes, you really get a feel for their Ireland distillery. I mean, how many distilleries and breweries? For one, breweries, and there's not a whole hell of a lot of distillery breweries that are mixed together. There you go. And then two, they also own an Irish distillery, and they have a whole thing with the Irish whiskey. So you got the whole gamut covered, there.
Well, I mean, it's pretty incredible what Pierce was able to build. He built brewery distilleries in two iconic bourbon whiskey making places in the world, Lexington, Kentucky, and Dublin, Ireland. I mean, that's not happening a lot. And when you look at Pierce, he's the only person in the world to be in the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame and the Irish Whiskey Council, which is Ireland's Whiskey Hall of Fame. And he really was. He was a genius. He was incredible and so caring and giving, and he gave a lot to the industry and to charity, and we keep on doing it. And we're lucky to have Mark, his son, who followed his footsteps. Mark, who I spent most of my time with, 14 years ago. Mark has his master's in brewing and distilling, his PhD in yeast fermentation, and because of Mark, all this new stuff you're seeing is because of him. Bourbonola and the 4-barrel blend, Overproof 104, all the new innovations because of Mark.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So because we'll get tight on time, so they talk about the different. Oh yeah, that picture's terrible. My God, show off.
I love it.
Keep talking. I'm gonna get something new and pour it.
Oh sure, go ahead. Yeah. So
I need to get something in the glass, and I just have all these samples. I need to start drinking them. Tell me what I'm pouring in. Which sample am I pouring in first?
Well, just go ahead and pour the samples so they're ready, and then while Willy Wonka gets ready, let's talk about anything else to do with the.
Yeah, and here I'll just so because you're on conference calls and people have a background, so I'll prove that it's not bad.
Here he goes.
So we're really here at night.
This 15-year, 100% malted barley.
Nice.
Freaking amazing. It's just
over there.
Hey,
the
Dave,
flavors
does
are so
snozberries
unique.
taste like snozberries?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Oh my god.
All right,
So
so
wait, here, let's see this. This is a brand new bottle, so we'll see if it.
Oh.
Try to hear it pop.
the 6-year weeded.
Yeah.
God bless it.
Oh.
Let's
Oh
hear the
my
pop.
gosh.
There we go.
And then
Oh,
real
yeah.
quick, the one thing you guys have done is you've upped your distillery experiences. And that was one of the cool things that we got to do.
Okay.
How old is the weeded in your barrel thieving program? It's the 6-year?
Yeah, that's it'll be 6.5+ years. That one that we're thieving out of in the room over there.
Yes.
And that barrel is incredible.
I
mean-
when we were there, I was like, holy crap. It's like, and then
Oh, yeah.
I forget, do you remember the tour guide's name? He was awesome. I forget right off it's not.
Steven's one of our
It
best.
was Steven.
And
It was Steven.
Steven's incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was Steven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
And he-
incredible.
he
He
gave
took
me
us where we
Incredible job.
Yeah, he was like, "You want to come in here and you can look at our stuff?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Well, I'm not." It's like, I don't know if we should be in here, but I'm taking you in there
Yeah.
anyways. I got a key.
Was he rolling back that huge white gate door?
Oh yeah. Yep.
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 He
And he's like,
carried us in
"Hey,
there.
you want to taste this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure."
Well, thank goodness the kid didn't have a drill on him.
Hey, don't let us around a wreck house with a drill. It's a bad day.
Oh,
I bring
yeah.
the golf keys now.
Well, I won't tell on him. Anyways,
You just did.
no, I didn't. Anyways, so but when we were, it was really kind of cool in the barrel with the barrels to be able to taste those barrels, and now they have that. They've got the age on them. It was like being just was a cool. I love the lock on the you've got those Prohibition locks on the bung and yeah, that was just
yeah.
It was cool.
That was so cool.
Yeah, all taxes paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the weeded that single barrel cast strength, even now that weeded's incredible, but our old pot still single barrel bourbon right next to it that's coming on 9+ years. I mean, that one just explodes with overripe flavors of fruit and stone fruit, and I could drink that one all day. It's absolutely incredible. I'd say anybody, if we're all true bourbon fans, enthusiasts, and lovers of bourbon. If you're coming to Town Branch and you're on the day that we do the thieving tour, you have to do it. You have to taste, because it's the only time you can taste the weeded at cast strength out of a barrel, and it's the only time that you can taste an older pot still single barrel, thieving it right out of it. They're absolutely incredible. They're one of those barrels that just melts your soul and just makes you say, "That's delicious,"
Yeah.
I still have. It's one of those sips that just you want to go back to. It gives you goosebumps. I got a handful of those in my brain from other distilleries.
So walk us through, because Nash has got a certain bottle, and we'll get to that in a second. But walk us through from bottom to the top. Like, what is the lineup right now? Somebody goes out and they're looking. They see Town Branch on the shelf. Everybody's got their naming, and like your name of your barrel proof is different from others. So what are they looking at, and what's out there, I guess is a good way to put it.
Well, you're going to go first. First, I'll just start with the first thing that we ever made. And that's Pierce's Kentucky single malt whiskey, 7 to 11-year-old blend of what I'm blending. This is at 87 proof. What he preferred and what he enjoyed. And I took what he made, which was incredible, and I just dialed it up. Pierce being Irish, always wanted something lighter and smoother, but still had great flavor. But I feel like for me and my palate and my style and getting approval from the family, there is amazing flavors that were being muted, and I wanted to bring those out. And our current blends of our single malt whiskey explode with green apple, overripe fruit, nuttiness, interesting sweetness, caramel, and it's such a great drinking experience. Because I know as a bourbon drinker, I love experiencing new flavors that are either similar to bourbon or could be off track a little bit, on the Scottish side. It depends what type. I mean, for me, I have to challenge my palate on a weekly basis. I need to drink everything. I need to experience and expose aromas and notes that I'm not used to challenge my tasty notes in me as a blender and a distiller. But our single malt, and because it's being aged in rickhouses in Kentucky, you get mango and papaya out of it too. It's absolutely incredible.
Well, and then you on site you have the rickhouse room that is that you're doing those special things. I mean, you have barrels from. I think you have a couple barrels that are almost from the beginning, right?
Yeah, we have Pierce's first barrel he ever filled.
Right, and so and instead of exposing,
I got R&D stuff, stuff for blending,
and in that warehouse is actually refrigerated, if I'm not mistaken, right?
The secret room, yeah.
Which is
I was going to say something about that. Is that was one of the most unique things that I found when I went to your distillery, is the refrigerated room where you put barrels in there to slow down the aging process. And, that's something that's not uncommon. Luckily, for me, as the maker and protector of these barrels, we also have to keep kegs cold. So we got a huge room that's 38 degrees, and I probably have 60 plus barrels in there that I kind of put pause on, and I'm just trying to slow them down. There's a lot more research happening with slow cold maturation and how those notes will change. So it's not going to stop aging, but it will put it on a very slow pause. And, those 15-year-old, 16-year-old, we're doing a 17-year-old this year. Last year, I put 10 barrels in front of us, and 2 of them were bone dry from 8 months ago. So I said, hey, I gotta keep these chilled and protect them as much as possible to get to 21 years old and older. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Will do.
Yeah. But when you're looking at, us bourbon and whiskey makers, next would be our bread and butter, and that's going to be our Kentucky straight bourbon at 90 proof. This is going to be a blend of usually around 30 to 35 barrels at a time. 35 to 38 is going to be our max, just with our tank and proofing down space. But this outsells our next 2 SKUs 3 times over, and it tells you us as a national brand, America still wants a smooth, gentle, easy drinking bourbon that still brings you on a journey of mature oak and spice and different sweetness, even at that 90 proof.
And that bottle, just for people watching in the state of Ohio, everybody differs a little bit, but it's close. Ohio, that's $34.97 for that bottle.
So, like we said,
I think it's about $40 here in South Carolina.
Okay. And that's pretty good for South Carolina.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that says a lot about Pierce and us still being family owned and independent. We're among the top 18 Kentucky Bourbon Trail distilleries. And, of course, we're not as old as some of the other ones, but we're considered heritage and still craft. And of the top 18, we're the only ones that are still independent family owned. So when we're talking about making something new or doing an LTO or making something that's going to be year round, like a 6-year weeded, or having our bourbon at $35, having a cask strength bourbon below $45, we can make those decisions with a very small team. We want to make things that taste good and excite us, that we love, and put it at a price point that hopefully people can pick up another bottle and share it and enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What's up next?
Next would be our cask strength. I gotta find where that bottle is.
I got it.
You got it. You show that. So this is we're on. We'll be bottling batch 13 pretty soon. So we're 13 now. We've been doing this for a couple years plus. This is usually between 20 to 24 barrels at a time. Always kept at cask strength. Every batch I'm making completely different from the batch before. I want the proof to be different, the nose to be different, the tasting notes and the finish. I want it to be a collector's item of true bourbon lovers. We're collecting the different batches and flavors that are coming through each batch. You're going to have ones that are 107, could go up to 116.6. And then buy 2 or 3 bottles and compare them. Right now, we'll have some that shout a lot of cherry. Then we'll have some leather and spice. Then we'll have, a maple bomb, and, every one I'm trying to make different. And I'm trying to chase other ones too. I had one that tastes like Skittles and I want it back.
This one I have is batch 11, and it is 116.6.
Yeah, so one of the newer batches. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that came out great.
And again, for what you guys refer to as true cask instead of barrel proof.
Cask strength. Yeah. True to the cask.
Yeah, true cask is going to run you in Ohio $42.99. And I feel like I tell people this. If you're looking for something with a little more proof, that's one of the best values out there. I mean, it's really good to drink.
Yeah.
Jeff, I think I gave you a sample of that.
What number?
It would be true. It'll say true cask.
Could be 11. You have batch 11.
So I gave you 6.
Batch 10.
Oh, you got batch 10.
Yeah,
batch 10. And it's 114.6 proof.
Yeah. And when you're looking at these bottles, we're bottling, everything's on this other side of the wall. Every bottle, whether you're getting it from California to New York City and Dublin, Ireland to Seoul, South Korea, we're bottling it, we're filling it by hand, we're labeling it by hand, and we're packaging it by hand just over that wall. Today, all week, I've been with the team bottling.
Yeah, the bottles look great. I like the square. It's unique because, I mean, my God, of all the bottles that we all have, there's not too many bottles that resemble this bottle.
Yeah, and that Deidre created that bottle. Pierce always said, I created and make the whiskey, and Deidre created the vessels to hold it. So that's her design with a company out of France. All those bottles are made in France and brought over.
Now, I have a single barrel.
Yeah.
And it has a glass cork.
Yeah.
So is that
glass, that bottle?
What's that?
So that bottle is 100% glass.
So that is instead of using the cork.
That's on purpose. Yeah. When you open it, and sometimes, you got to wiggle it and get it open. It won't break. But that closure, flip it over, that closure is 100% glass.
Yeah, that's
all glass. Yeah.
So this one is a 120.1 proof.
Yeah.
Single barrel.
Good. What is who was it picked by?
The Party Source down in northern Kentucky.
Yeah, good. Perfect. Nice.
You're drinking right out of the bottle.
Nice.
I actually have the cherry bomb from the distillery.
Nice.
Oh.
Yes.
Nice.
Nasty.
Yeah, this is the distillery single barrel. And it is the Town and Branch Visitor Center Cherry Bomb. And
That's
you know-
oh my gosh, it's a cherry bomb. It just lights up in cherries in the flavor.
Ben, our whole team's incredible. I wish I could say all their names and how amazing they are. But Ben, who is our visitor center tour manager, he's a sommelier phase 2. We're so lucky to have him. He's so engaging, runs the team amazing because he's coming into a team that already been there for years. If you work on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, you don't leave the trail unless you retire. When you're in, you're in. It's that type of place. That's for everybody. About every month or so, we're throwing barrels for him and his team to taste and pick for their own single barrels at the DC.
Yeah,
Good ones.
I think Ben was there also that day because it was Ben and Steve. Because Ben actually, we walked in and you had mentioned, and I think when we were talking, we hadn't finalized it. So Ben had to get on the phone to talk to you. Okay. He's the one that called you that day. And then he's just like, we were waiting, and he's like, and then he was like, he told Steve, he's like, oh yeah, take him, show him.
Yeah, go.
Go.
Good call.
So yeah.
So Dave, is there any other bottles before we get into this barrel pick experience?
Yeah, one more. This is Mark and I's baby. This was really the first way different bourbon whiskey we did after Pierce passed away, and Mark always wanted to do a really creative blended bourbon whiskey for bartenders and bartenders at home, and luckily Mark is very patient. And I said we could do it. I got these barrels. I got some great barrels. But I need time. And this took over 2 years. And luckily I have the support from the whole team. If we're going to do something, especially now where we are now, let's just make it perfect. Let's wait. If it's not perfect, let's wait a little bit longer, whether it's going to be 6 months or a year, because once it's good, it'll continue to be good. You got to wait for those barrels to tell you when they're ready. So that would be our 4-barrel blend called Overproof at 104. This is 90% bourbon, 100% Kentucky. I'm taking 20 barrels of our bourbon, over 6 to over 8 years old, 2 barrels of our wheated bourbon, over 6 years old. And that was the first time we used our wheated, was in this blend. 2 barrels of our rye, over 9 years old, and then 2 barrels of bourbon we put into our freshly decanted rye barrels that have now been maturing for almost over 3.5 years. So 26 barrels every single time. Those 4 unique barrels blended, and it makes the perfect overproof cocktails. Manhattan.
We got to try it, and it was fantastic. Right? Yeah.
You just have this on its own with ice, and boom, it's already done.
Yeah. I picked up a bottle of it the same time that I acquired all these others, and especially the 15-year. Yeah. But it's sitting in there in the vault. I've yet to open it.
It is a roller coaster of a high rye bourbon with a curveball of wheated and tons of fruit notes. Yeah, it's a roller coaster.
And I think I've seen it.
When I tasted it, I knew I had to have a bottle of it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't throw in a barrel of single malt.
I know.
Maybe down the line, right?
We have every now and then we'll have single barrels of the single malt whiskey. I mean, you want to...
No. In the overproof.
Single malt in it.
Yeah.
That would have been too much.
No, I'm saying maybe down the line when people are used to surprise them.
Yeah, I should do it right now.
There you go.
There you go. We are talking blending right here on the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, a pure blend.
Yes.
There we go.
And we'll just do a little dash of this. If I can
That's
even
about all you got left of the dash.
Yeah.
I'm not done yet. All right, let's see here. There we go. So probably like a 15% ratio on top of that. Swirl that around. I'm mixing it, aerating it.
Let's see what it is.
You get that sweet funk from that single malt. I drink it in a bourbon mule.
There you go.
There you go.
I mean, that's what the overproof is for, right? I mean,
Put that one in a whiskey sour.
yeah. I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
that's
like
the go.
said,
those are to
that's
go
what the overproof is for. Was
right
for
to go
mixing.
on the back bar and make those mixers, right?
Yeah.
I agree. What about putting it with Bourbonola?
Yeah.
Just take it
Oh,
one
heck
step
yeah.
further.
Yeah, you want to, like they used to have like Pepsi Max. We'll do a Bourbonola Max.
That's awesome.
Oh,
right?
It'll just be a drop shot.
Oh, and then you got to have Van Hagar sing the theme song, and then you got it.
Yeah.
All
right, so before we get too long-winded in this, and we're already an hour in,
Not quite.
we're close.
Oh yeah,
Minutes.
wait, for when you came on, we're on the audio. We're at 53 minutes, so you're okay.
So let's go through, and again, Nash, I'm sorry you don't have these, but let's go through. So your barrel picks are available. You guys do them a lot, and this is kind of what you sent us. So if people are watching are like, sorry, that light messes it up. But you can send samples of different barrels. They're numbered. They have a SKU number so you know what they came from. And people could do this if they were so inclined to, whatever. I'm sure you send them to a lot of different places all across the country.
Yeah.
When they can't come there and do
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
So we are going to do, is this the first time we've done a barrel pick on air like this?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
With the
I don't think we've-
with the blender, yeah, 100%. It's the first time we ever did a.
Hey, we're all for new things that we haven't done before. So let's start with
call Ann. See if
Hey, I'm going to call Ann and ask her why we don't have overproof in Ohio. Never
Okay.
mind. We need overproof in Ohio, Ann. Sorry.
Please.
So let's go with the 3-0. I think that's a 7.
How about why don't we start numerically low and go high? The first one,
yeah.
I usually go proof and up.
Oh, proof. Okay.
All right.
I usually go by proof.
105,
Dave, what are we starting with?
114.
Yeah. Or we can start by the year, start
120.
by the youngest and go oldest.
Well, I don't know. 121. So there's a couple 105s as low proof.
Yeah, there's
3099 and 15891 are the 105s.
105.34 is the smaller or the lower one.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, let's go with that.
We're gonna start with 105.34.
Yeah, 3099.
All right. So this
It's quite, that's
That's the lightest one
quite a
of them
delicate
all.
color there. That's quite light. Did I send you a single malt whiskey?
it
No, it's
Listen,
bourbon. I know
I
the
don't know
barrel.
who sent me, but it definitely smells like a single malt.
I think I sent you a single malt. That 30.99.
It looked like one.
Yeah,
Smells like a single malt.
yeah. That you're drinking a single malt.
All right. Is this a mixture then, or is this just single?
Oh,
This is 100% American
That's
single malt. whiskey.
100% a single malt.
The other ones are the other ones. They're just
I gave you bourbon too.
you just gave us a hey, go just screw with your palate. Like this is
Yeah, I think I sent you 4 bourbon and 2 malts.
How old was this single malt?
I mean, this could be 10, 11 years old. CT, read that bottle. Find the fill date code.
Bill date is 16E29.
16. Okay, so the summer 2016. So that's right, almost 10 years old.
Nice.
We're probably shy of 1 month.
All right. Smells great.
Does.
I mean, it's got that single malt Irish whiskey nose to it.
It even pulls off Scotch notes when you drink it. There's a char aspect to it that adds in the smokiness of it.
We're the multi Scotty Irish boys, drinking some beer and making some noise.
Which, why the hell would you try and make a Irish single malt in America, American single malt taste like an Irish whiskey when you own an Irish distillery?
Yeah.
you don't. If anything, it's this single malt goes towards definitely. The warmth,
fruit note is fun.
the note, and the warmth on this that you're getting is probably the most hug I've ever gotten off of a single malt in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, I this is definitely a good sipper.
I think, I think very, very, very slowly, like a snail on a hot day, the category is growing. And it's definitely getting attention now that it deserves with the, changes of recognition in law and in media getting behind it. Single malt whiskey is a huge passion of mine. And I'm still investing in, interesting R&D and recasting and making bolder versions of it, hopefully for the future. And I just urge people to, any chance that you have, whether it's at a festival or a liquor store, bar, try more American single malts. They're coming. They're starting to hit. You got to give them time. If you had our original bourbon, in 2012 or 13, we had those immature batches of hay and grass, and that's just a part of making it on your own. And you need time to mature and come back to those distilleries. And it's the same thing with American single malt. I mean, ours, just because we've been doing it so long and we were able to age it for a longer time, and we have these incredible seasons in Kentucky, we really are making some of the best single malt whiskey in Kentucky. And there's a lot of other distilleries that are putting it out there, whether they're in Kentucky, Bullet. I don't know if they still have theirs. They did a really good job of putting one out. Woodford Reserve, I know they put one out every now and then, but obviously there's going to be states out west and in New England, that are more favorable with single malt whiskey, and hopefully we can have this category mature and grow into great tasting whiskeys that
I think Freddie put one out in his experimental series. I think I've got that too. But what you're saying, okay, so I will make this statement. There's only a few distilleries, in my opinion, that are really putting out that American single malt, where they're not just doing it as a secondary category. It's you guys. There's a place out in Oregon that the name is missing me, but the distiller out there is doing a really good job. And then also, there's one out of Baltimore. I forget, out of Maryland, that he originally was in one. They moved to, they did some stuff but overall, I felt the category was going to get really hot there for a while. And then it kind of just like leveled off, but the commitment of you guys and these other places, and it's not, you guys don't do American single malt as a secondary category. It's, with Pierce, it's up there. He knows, and those stills seriously behind you, that's what they were made to do.
Exactly.
So yes, good job.
Yeah. It'll take time. It'll come. Honestly, outside of the incredible media support that we've been getting, we really need all these amazing bartenders across America to not just put it on the menu, but put it into a cocktail. You know, our single malt whiskey, that 7 to 11-year blend that screams tropical notes, works really well with tiki cocktails and interesting whiskey sours. 2 years ago, I was working in Dublin, Ireland for Town Branch and our distillery, Pierce Lyons Distillery in Dublin. And I made, I guest bartended, and I can't remember the name. What's the iconic bar street? Temple. Bartended at Temple. Temple Bar. And I created a really fun but simple cocktail. The Irish don't drink a ton of cocktails. The day-to-day regular drinking bar Irish. So I wanted to make something fun but Kentucky and easy with bourbon that they would enjoy. And we have the pawpaw fruit in Kentucky that grows native here. And it's like this, it's this weird fruit that you can't buy, and it over ripens within a few days when it falls off a tree, and it tastes like banana and mango together, called a pawpaw.
Yeah.
And so I made a bourbon mule with puree mango and puree banana, and that drink crushed at that event. Yeah, so we need more cocktails with American single malt whiskey on the menu.
Well, I mean, the answer to, and everybody knows it, what killed the bourbon industry in the 70s and then into the 80s was cocktails. The cocktail was for bourbon was an old fashioned.
Yeah.
But brandy was even more prevalent in other states where bourbon couldn't even get in an old fashioned. There were no bourbon cocktails.
Thanks a lot, Wisconsin, Illinois.
Exactly. There were
Minnesota.
Yeah,
You're still drinking brandy.
Yep. So
wait a minute. They're not just drinking brandy where Jeff's from. They're drinking oranges with bourbon just splashed on top of them.
Yeah, they sure are. They're OG, man. They're drinking grasshoppers and whatever was being made.
We drank everything. That's all we did. It didn't matter.
Like going back in time over there.
And you know, it's funny because you were saying in Ireland, it's their cocktail is Guinness, or it really. I mean, it's just like, you know,
a highball. A highball with them is like, that's mixology. Is a highball.
Yep. You know?
So with respect to amazing Irish bartenders.
So is the other 105.38? Is that the other Irish? What is the 105.38?
So Dave, there is actually 3 single malt whiskeys in this.
Okay, good.
15891.
So let's go to the 105. Hold on a second. Let's go to the. I put them in the wrong spot. Let's go to the 114.74. This is a 17E17. So obviously this is 2017.
2017, again, another summer batch.
Now, what is this one?
May. That's going to be May. So May 2017.
This nose is way different than the first one.
This smells like butter.
Oh my!
Like melted butter.
It's exactly. It's a brown sugar butter. It's like.
Yeah. I want some lobster with this.
Nice.
So is this a single malt also?
No, this is bourbon.
It is?
This should be bourbon.
There's malt whiskey on my little.
Oh, well, then it's a malt whiskey.
At 114.74? I've never had a 1.1474 single malt.
This is SKU number.
Show me the bottle. Show me the label.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our single malt whiskey.
That is so different of a nose compared to the other one.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to show the difference.
Oh my God!
The single malt from
what the shit? What the living fuck? What just? Well, he even. I'm sorry, I didn't mean. He doesn't like people swearing. The dog doesn't like it. What is? Wait, that is the best tasting single malt whiskey or malt whiskey
straight out of the barrel.
Oh my God! Wait.
Yeah.
Flavors.
That flavor is unbelievable.
No, you got to eat. Wait, can I buy a bottle of this?
You can buy the barrel.
You got to buy the whole barrel? Damn it. All I'm telling you is that would be a restaurant owner's. I would pair this with king crab legs. I would pair this with lobster, and I would demand that you drink it while you eat it.
There is a butter that is way
the most
different.
butter I've ever tasted in a whiskey ever. And then the sweet, it's sweet. It's almost, but it's not sugary.
All right, well we got to move to the next one as you're falling in love with that one. We have
That's
But
one of
look how far
look
they
at
swing.
look at what it does in the glass, CT. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Look at the oiliness.
Yeah,
And that's a 9-year?
9.
Yeah, that's a 2017 May.
What the heck happened
for 9 years.
for that to do that? I mean,
They just swing so many different ways.
So the next one we're going to go to, Jeff, is the last of the malt whiskeys, and it is a 118.75 proof. It's the highest
what
proof.
the
It is a 10-year-old D28.
All right.
16 D28.
Get into
2912.
that. I'm gonna move to charge my computer.
Okay, now we're back in the single malt reality.
Kind of it. There's a little bit of grape on this.
A funk. It's a grapish funk.
Ooh, I'm getting like grape hubba bubba.
That's not. I don't know if that's good.
Oh, grape hubba bubba is definitely good.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with grape hubba bubba.
Absolutely.
Oh,
So,
that is so
what's the
great.
notes you get on that 15-year single malt Nash?
Oh my gosh. This is 100% malted barley. There is so much fruit to this. It's like juicy fruit gum right off the bat.
Yeah, there's a ton of overripe fruit on that, and then it can get rich with marzipan and some really interesting wood and nutty notes to it. I mean, that right there, that barrel produced 157 bottles at 100 proof.
Wow.
And it's
This is one of the cool things that I got.
so this I love
challenge
this.
coin.
So that challenge coin, everybody who gets that challenge coin with every series, and keep it and pass it on, whoever holds it and walks into the distillery, you get on a free tour. The next one that's up forever.
That was
How did you get that challenge coin, Nash?
by buying this 15-year. It comes in this box, and it comes with the challenge coin.
Yeah,
That
save
is
that.
like he just said, is a challenge coin for life. That's my first lifetime challenge coin.
I mean, it makes sense that you have it. You are challenged.
Hey,
I'm not saying words.
15-year challenge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that Super Nash needs a challenge coin to come in for a free tour.
Yeah, right.
But whoever holds it and brings it in, you're coming in.
So this third one of the single malts, this has got a lot of grape going on for me. Like the nose is super grapey.
It's a grape. It tastes a lot like a Scotch. I mean, this one has that char. It's the char on it is almost like the grape is sweet enough that it's not bitter like peat, but there's an aspect of a peat on this one, which single malts can come by honestly, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. I have my favorite single malt out of that bunch by
Oh yeah,
Lyons.
oh yeah, that That's one of my favorite whiskeys I think I've ever drank. Unique wise.
We may need to talk about that one after this is over. But let's move on to bourbon number 1. This is going to be the 105.38 proof. It is fill date 2002.
Yeah, so younger barrel. This is going to be right around 6 years old.
All right, we've got it in there.
You'll get a sense. I want you to have you'll get a sense of what would be really our minimum age single barrels at that 6 year range.
What's the note?
I'm interested after the single malt.
What's the note you're getting? I get like a floral.
Oh, super perfumey.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a perfume like florally note. Trying to think of it's like, God, what is that? There's something that is that it reminds me of, and it's
okay. It's like it's a violet. There's a violet note on it. No, is it? No. Oh my God, it's not violet. It's lavender. It has a bit of a lavender note to it.
Yes,
on the nose.
I can't pick what flower it is, but there's definitely
it's lavender.
Perfumey.
I've smelled that smell a lot. There's an essence of lavender.
Chanel number 5, something like that.
Oh, you guys.
Wait. Here we go.
And I'm not even tasting it, but then we'll let them tell us what it is.
Mm.
There's a sugar, a confectioner's sugar.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a good mouthfeel for 6 years. That's got a nice. It's not. It doesn't just fall away. It's got a nice little mid palate to front palate. Hey, I'm not leaving.
Yeah, and we don't have. I don't put a ton of 6-year-olds in the single barrel program. If it's a week and I'm looking at 100 barrels in front of me, and I'm going to taste through those in about three days, I'm organizing them. I'm tasting and I'm slapping my notes on them and writing code on the barrels, and one I'll taste it and I'll go to the single barrel program.
So you're picking that single barrel, like if it's a younger single barrel or whatever, it's up to par for you. Like I can tell
the majority of a 6 year is going to go to blend. It won't go to
right. This definitely has a sweetness in it, and I understand why you picked it for the program.
Yeah,
like you would.
I had some. The thing that it keeps coming back to me is this is a sweet waffle without anything on it.
Yep.
It's got a very sweet, waffly kind of taste.
Almost like it almost has a buckwheat flavor, like buckwheat.
When the hell did you have buckwheat?
What are you talking about? I used to have buckwheats all the time.
I set him up perfectly, Nash.
Well, you know where that's coming from. Some of those notes. That's an Irishman using Scottish pot stills to make bourbon in Kentucky with 13% malt in the mash bill. So malt appears as a Irish whiskey maker turned bourbon maker. The malt, normally in American distilling and Kentucky distilling with bourbon, you're going to use a little bit of malt. It's going to be used as a binding enzyme. Because most distillers don't want too much of that malt flavor into the bourbon. Pierce saw it differently.
Especially if they're column stilling. Column stillers don't, but there's a lot of pot stillers that want, there's not
extra malt.
There's very few, but I mean, some have done it. I mean, I know that Old Elk was like 31% malt. Their Old Elk is that bourbon with Greg Metz. That bourbon is a malt bourbon. I mean, and how rare is that? And they don't even market that. It's just old elk.
And they have great single barrels. I've had great single barrels from them. But yeah, that malt really brings out some really unique flavors.
Some of those baking flavor, like that. Yeah,
baking spice.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
At you too, with flavors that you never had.
That sweet waffles flavor stays even on the finish.
Yeah.
And for somebody like listening, they're like, "Oh God, well, it's a sweet waffle." Go buy the waffles that are pre-made at Aldi that you buy in the freezer section that you just throw in the toaster oven, and they're thicker. They're not like a Eggo waffle.
Yeah,
but they're made to put like stuff on top of. That's what it has that flavor of. So
yeah. Whoa. And normally, for us, we're getting notes of biscuit, notes of baked dough, sweet bread. So that's pretty normal.
So next one, and I hope to God this goes more towards the Waffle House too, because that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
We should. Oh man, we should have
Waffle House plain waffle.
So
that sweetness, that breadiness.
That one was 105 proof, the bourbon. The next one is going to be
120.29 or 39.
120 point. I'm trying to read my stinking labels. 120.38 or no. Is that right?
I mean, it could be an 8.
I think it is that 120 point. Good Lord, that is hard to read.
That's not my handwriting.
It's 120.89.
Okay.
Is that what you got, Jeff?
Yeah.
9429
is the number.
Yeah, yep. That's the one. So that's what we're going to go to next. So it is a 18E14.
Ooh, so it's an 8-year. An 8-year at 120.
I mean, this will be really rich.
What is the char that you guys use for your barrels?
Char 4.
Okay.
All of them?
Every single one.
I would tell you that how he's straight across the board. The one thing that I'm noticing is that there's a char flavor in the barrel that is very unique to a Scotch that I taste. And I get the caramels on this, but I still get that little bit of a char. And so I know he's doing it on purpose. I know you guys are doing it on purpose because it makes sense to do it. That's kind of like, it's something that was picked up in the distilling of the single malts when he was distilling, and he knows, whether it's in the aging or how he distills or whatever, and the acceptance of the char of the barrel along with those sugars, opposed to just the sugar. A lot of times at 8-year, you're just getting a lot of the sugars.
Yeah, I think when you're tasting Town Branch for the first time, it's going to throw a little curveball at you with some of those sweet grain notes from that higher malt mash bill, and us just being unique from our neighbors. I think some other people with the notes that you're getting, it could be more subtle, like a creme brulee or a slightly burnt brown sugar. So it'll vary.
This one is like
burnt.
That nose goes to that like cereal grain sweetness that is like, and again, I hate to always compare stuff, but it just comes to me. It's like, stop it. But Lucky Charms, it has that sweet grain note to it.
Yeah.
It smells like I'm Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
On the nose, but I mean on the taste, it's like a burnt butterscotch. I mean, this one really, your 8-year is like the perfect balance. That's in my opinion, after drinking some of these, that 8-year with this is pulling off that sweet flavor of the barrel that you're pulling, but it's still maintaining a char and a little bit of the flavor. So on this one, I'm picking up butterscotch, and it's sweet, and then there's the char to it, or the, like he said, it's almost like a burnt butterscotch. And one of the things that I love in my journey is I like, my wife burns the cook. She thinks she's burned the cookies and she wants to throw them all away. And that's the only time I ever eat her cookies, because otherwise they go to all the grandkids and everybody, it's a bake sale. But when she burns them, so I'm always hoping she's going to burn them, because I love the flavor. And her idea of burnt isn't like black, but you know what I mean? It's just overcooked. But that's what this has with the butterscotch. It's got a really nice note. And once again, the hug on this is unique to, it's like an inner warming kind of thing that slowly comes up on you. Not the kind of hug that a lot of bourbons, where it's like, as you go down, it's a little hot, and then this is like a radiating, calming.
And what I love about our 8 years and notes that I get more, and this one doesn't have it, are really rich notes of prune, raisin, fig. They're very deep. They're very rich of that, dried fruit.
It tries, but then, my tongue is going like, and then all of a sudden, right at the back of your throat, it's like butterscotch, char. Nice. I love. I like this one.
When we're together next, I always have a bottle. It's the True Cask number 12. It's the last bourbon I blended in 2025 of December. I'm getting ready to take my long holiday. I get a call from sales and shipping and logistics. They're like, hey, look, we need another blend of True Cask. It just flew out in November than we expected, which is a good problem to have. I got to make another batch real quick. And I'm like, all right, I got to, I got to focus on this. This is a quick turnover. And I'm doing it, and I'm thinking, you know what? It's December. I'm going to be on vacation in 10 days. This is my last blend of the year. I'm tossing in some older barrels. and I had them. I got to use them. And I tossed in 2 extra older pot still barrels that I need to use eventually. And this batch 12 came in at 107, but it is so deep and dark and rich and drinks well above the age statement. I can't wait to share that with you guys, the True Cask 12.
Well, we can't wait to get there. Wait, next week? Can we be down there next Saturday?
Nash probably
I'm around, yeah. I'm around.
Nash has already got it. I guarantee you Nash has already got somebody that's got it for him.
Yeah, find that number 12.
I got him on the hook. So don't blow it for me, CT.
The Martians have brought it to you. We understand how it works now.
Yes.
Yeah, because
we know how to get it.
All right, so the last of the barrel pick. This is going to be the
121.27.
Is that 121 or 124? I can't.
Well, you wrote a 121 when you were sober.
Well, there's a slight.
Yeah.
It is 121. I can see it through the bottle now on the Sharpie written part. So it's 121.27, Jeff.
What's the fill date on that one?
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to read it through the back. 19. That was. It has a bad smudge, so it's 19 something 08.
Okay. Well, I mean, normally it's going to be probably spring.
So
yeah.
Again, you get that doughy kind of nose.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? You get like, it's almost like this is like the dough before you make cinnamon rolls. Before cinnamon goes on them, And Pillsbury sends you that stupid sleeve you have to crack open.
Yeah.
These are the dough that you put on the place before you put
So you
anything.
still have that dry cinnamon note with the dough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you saying Pillsbury?
Pillsbury. You want me to go get some? I have some in the fridge. I'll bring them out and I'll do a comparison.
No, don't do that. You'll wreck it forever. Every time you start. Don't ever let him actually eat other foods like that with your whiskey, because he did that with Amberana and he hasn't been be able to have an Amberana whiskey since. So you can't let him go get Pillsbury dough from the thing, because all of a sudden it'll be like 3 days later, I can't drink Town Branch.
Dave, just stay away from Amberana and everybody's good.
I got it.
I don't know. Then CT's good. The rest of the drinking bourbon people, you bring in a good amount of people who are in it to it's just Amberana is something that's like not popular amongst the purists, but the people who drink whiskey and they don't, or not a lot of it, and they think it's hot or whatever. And Amberana changes that because it gives it those notes that they're familiar with, and it really lets you taste those notes, opposed to you, as we all know, when you're drinking whiskey, a lot of times it's a veil of that taste that you're picking out, that you could pick out those notes. It still tastes like bourbon.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I have no interest in ever making one.
Nice.
If I ever did, I would taste it every 12 hours for 2 weeks.
Yes.
You might not get to the 2 weeks.
Open it and smell it just to make sure it didn't go over a bit. But you know what I'd love to do with that wood and that finish? I would love to finish our ale in our stout in those woods. I think that would make just real quick, couple days.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would expose some really good flavors in a barrel aged craft beer.
If you did that and then finished the bourbon in there real quick after you did the beer. Now that would be a Amberana ale finished bourbon. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Gosh, that sounds wonderful right there. Amberana ale finished beer, bourbon.
Whose side are you on? What are you doing here, bro?
I'm just saying, he has a point. I'm not an Amberana bourbon kind of guy, but that beer, that would be a nice stout.
Tossing finished maple barrel in there too.
Oh God, why did you wait? Listen, you guys, you started this shit.
Life
Lyson
goals.
Woke up now.
Yep, he's like, send me some samples, and he's like, life goals.
Like literally, like he hasn't said shit the whole time, and as soon as you said that word, he's like awoke from. He's like cracking.
Yeah, he's like that. That's his life goal. Is to get a beer finish in Amberana.
So Kirk asked a question a little bit earlier. He said he drinks down his heartburn pill with beer, and he said, I need to put out the flames with Dave Bob's chugger. So he wants to know what your chugger is, so he can get it, so he can put out the heartburn flames with this heartburn pill.
I would say probably that vanilla barrel cream ale.
There you go.
5.5, barrel aged for months, mild creamy body, ice cold, boom.
There you go. Yes.
And you chase that. What you do, you drink. I mean, I don't know if you know, but I'm a Vermonter. I grew up in Vermont. So another unique perspective of a bourbon whiskey maker growing up in Vermont. But our rye, you take a sip of our rye, give that a good chew. Swallow that and then chase it with our vanilla barrel cream ale. You get caramel kettle corn coat right on your tongue. That's one. Yeah, so drink the rye, drink the vanilla right after that, chase it. kettle corn.
I'm doing it.
You
Yes.
are. Wait, I got to come to your house when you do that.
No, it's happening.
True Cask. It'll work with True Cask. That's got some heat on it.
That sounds
Okay, let's go
amazing.
back, because first of all, thank you for sending us the barrel pick, because sending us that.
It's
what an
2 barrel
experience.
picks. He let us do a single barrel of the American American single malt and a single barrel pick of the bourbons.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So of those single barrels, that malt, the 114.74.
Yeah.
That now I'm getting.
The second malt.
Yeah, that thing is. There's a raspberry. There's peach. Oh my God, this thing is.
Yeah.
On the single malt,
That is
you're
insane.
going back to it.
And then the butter.
You're talking about. Yeah, that's the 114, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The 114 with the
go
butter.
Back to that butter bomb.
Oh
now.
no, that is that was single most.
But see if you don't get the. Did you just smell it out of the 2-ounce little shitty bottle?
I
Put it
put
in
it-
a glass.
I did. Did you see me pour it? God.
Smell the raspberry.
You want to know why I smelled it out of here? I wanted to make sure I had the right bottle, and I easily was able to figure it out. I didn't want to make a mistake. Oh my God. I just wait. It's like a raspberry dreamsicle.
Yeah, it's red. It's. I'll even take.
Oh
it a
my
step further.
God. Now this time vanilla's coming out. Raspberry vanilla.
Okay. Wait for it. You went to Sam's Club or Kroger or wherever
Sam's
your
Club. I'll
local-
go with Sam's
and
Club.
You went in and they have that raspberry tart that has the icing on top of it.
Oh my God. Yes.
That's what this is. It's like eating that.
Why did it get so much sweeter? Because we drank the bourbon? Because initially, this was butter. I mean, it's still butter. It finishes... Wait. It's the raspberry tart at Sam's Club, like the raspberry loaf. It's got like a raspberry loaf with the icing. You're right. And then it's like you took a half a stick of butter and just smeared it all over it and ate it.
Yeah. Well, talking about that and flavors exposing themselves after a while, all of us and everybody watching, and something that I do, to build my palate and to give every whiskey and bourbon a chance when you can, is, enjoy 4 sips over 20 minutes and really let it rest and seep it in. Continue to go on if you can. And then come back to it the next day. Give it another 4 sips and 30 plus minutes or so. It's going to open up. I mean, I've had stuff of ours and other whiskeys and bourbons where, they'll give you an example, the weeded. So that 6-year-old weeded came out incredible. I'm so happy how it came out and can't wait people to experience it. I'm hard on myself too. The nose is a little bit too gentle for my liking, and that's just kind of how it is. But once you let it sit and open up after a while, that nose exposes itself. And same thing when you're trying something new, give them the time and the sips it deserves, which is usually, I would say, within, 30 plus minutes of tasting it a few times and even coming back to it a day later.
I mean, I'll tell you this.
Good point.
This one is seriously the best whiskey I've ever drank that's not bourbon. I mean, I've had some bourbons, like whatever, but I've never... Anything that rye, single malts, Irish whiskey, Japanese whiskey, all the different single malts that are out there and all the different whiskeys, this is by far that barrel is just, it's insane. I mean, when you were sending it to us, you had to know.
Yeah, that's why I mean, I wanted you guys to experience the wide variety of single malt whiskeys and single barrels and how far they can come from each other in flavors.
I mean, if you could just do it like this would be like you could just get people lined up out the door all day long. I mean, there's just not this is one of those mind blowers. You know what I mean? It's just I will always remember this.
Yeah, I'll say in the future, I don't know how many years it's going to be down the road, but that's the goal of our single malt whiskey, to put a much higher statement on an American single malt whiskey, to have those richer, bolder flavors that are closer to a bourbon.
Yeah, because that one
that's not close to a bourbon, though.
Is unique in the way that it expresses itself with that higher end raspberry note that is not typical. Like I feel like the other two do not have that. It just doesn't exist.
No other single malt I've ever tasted had that. I mean, come on. It's like it sets itself so far out of what everything else is. It just goes whoosh, it's way at the top. It's like I said, 99% of the bourbons I drank don't set themselves. I mean, you're talking about that's in my all-time 5, 6.
So the good thing is Dave's. I guess you still have this barrel.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Walker said he'd pitch in.
The Intamins. Have you had Intamins donuts?
Yeah.
No. Nope.
So Intamins is a brand we see in Ohio. It's a white box with blue writing. So Intamins makes a raspberry, like that dish, that little pastry I'm talking about, which would make a killer barrel pick.
Yeah.
Oh.
We should just get Ann to buy this for the state of Ohio.
Yeah.
And if you're watching, we'll come down and do the barrel pick, even though this is the barrel we're picking.
Yeah. Wait. That's when are you guys scheduled soon with them?
I'd have to ask the team. I mean, the last time I was with the Ohio State Liquor was with Mark Kaufman, our former retired master distiller, and we tasted the Ohio State Liquor crew. I mean, it was 12 people, and we sold them. I think we sold them 15 barrels that day.
Yeah, but that was last year, right?
It was probably it was longer than that.
Okay, so we need to.
We'd have to check with our sales team and what they're doing with Ohio.
Well, why don't you? Yep. I'll talk, but that needs to. I mean, seriously, that's an amazing barrel. I mean, if I could get that up here, I would go to any store to get that barrel. I'd be there. I mean,
you know. I'll be putting my South Carolina order in too.
Hey, challenge coin. Listen, you don't. Your challenge coin doesn't work here. Okay.
Wait a minute. It might. We got the main guy here. He sets the rules. So. What do you think, Dave?
I think I need to come down to South Carolina and hang out.
Oh yeah, you do. I would host you most wonderfully, brother. Anytime you're ready.
Well, Dave, I think that with that being said, we're almost 2 hours in. For your sake and ours.
So we didn't finish. What did we pick for the bourbon? I mean, I'm picking the second.
No, I didn't do 2 picks. I did 1. And I'm picking the 114.74 as my pick for the whole thing.
Pretty high praise for single malt category.
It just hit differently than all the other ones.
Oh yeah, but then are you doing it justice? I mean, are you gonna? You want to do the you don't? So you think it's just so far off? You just forget about bourbon.
It is. In a unique way today where I've had bourbon. That raspberry that fruit note that's there
butter.
and that butter.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's nothing.
I mean, just
that-
imagine eating a lobster or and having this sit there, and you're just dipping butter, and then you have a sip of that. I mean, it's amazing. Or king crab legs, same thing. Oh my God.
This is why earlier when Dave was standing by the stills and I said it's Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
This is the Willy Wonka shit that he's doing.
Right. And then, Dave,
this isn't raspberry, it's snozzberry.
Snozzberry.
He's totally screwed us up. We don't even know that we're drinking snozzberry.
I mean,
here's another thing too.
You should do a chef. I mean, you should bottle this as a single barrel for the gift shop, and then do a chef dinner where they do not the classic Kentucky stuff. It's seafood. I mean, and that would be just. I mean, it just blows my brain. Matt's like raspberry and lobster. It's not enough. It's more butter. It just, all I'm saying is, Matt, it's like you got the icing, which is vanilla, and you got the raspberry, but then you take like a half a stick of soft butter and put it on top and then eat it. That's what this is.
Well, here's another thing, and why I love CT's pick is you look at me tasting thousands of barrels per year, okay? And majority of them, imagine me at 7 a.m. starting my day with 40 barrels to taste. Okay, whether you love it or not,
you're getting ready to spit.
Getting ready to spit almost all of them, and you're picking up real quick notes. You do it so long, it's not going to take much, and go through your process, whatever it's going to be. But then every now and then, whether it's a rye or a bourbon or single malt whiskey, you'll taste one and I'll just yell out, "Whoa, what was that?" And it'll be like, I'll get like sweet peach iced tea, and I'll be like, "No, whoa, that's good. Hold on, stop." And then I got to dive into that, So for me, just tasting so many barrels and blends and other people's stuff too. I want the unique. I'm searching. I'm hunting for that sip that just blows my mind. And it takes, it takes about 1 to 100 barrels to do it.
I think we're all into that. The first time that ever happened to me is with Greg Schneider. He had done this 15-year batch of cask strength. Okay, it was chicken cock 15-year cask strength, and they hadn't even bottled it. He brought me a sample, 200 milliliter, and he's like, "I'm going to leave this with you," because we finished the podcast at Bardstown Bourbon Company and whatever, and he left it, and my wife opened it and did a little pour, right, just a little bit in the glass, and we were cleaning up, and I went over there, and she said, "You should taste that," and I was like, "Okay," and I went over there, and you taste so many, and I took it, and then I set it down, and I went to walk away, and it just hit me. And I had to, it's like I had no control. I actually turned around and looked at the glass again. Like, I didn't know that it could taste like that. And that's what this one is. I mean, honestly, there's no way. If someone told me that American single malt could taste like raspberry icing and butter, I would just say, show me. I would want to be shown, and you did.
Yeah, and I'll say it one more time. Come to the tour. It's going to be amazing if you're able to get in the day and book the thieving tour. I'm in it right now. There it is. Some of those barrels. When you do this, and you actually, let me come over and I'll show you that specific barrel. You're going to love this wheated. This is great experience. This bourbon, this older one in the pot still, this will blow your mind. This will have you thinking, I don't even know what this is. How is this bourbon? These flavors that come out of this, it's like a charcuterie board with every fruit and nut and bread, and it's insane the flavors that explode out of this barrel itself.
Is that the barrel that was there when we were there in September, or was there another one there?
Yeah, no, that was there.
Okay.
Yeah, we may not have time. I don't know if we dipped into it.
Oh no, he did. I mean, definitely.
Okay.
We were that brought me back to Town Branch. I was like, holy crap. Yeah. All right.
Where is the Bourbonola barrel?
Well, I mean, that's, I mean, I'm handpicking every single one of those barrels. But
I would just like to thieve
we
from
could
a Bourbonola.
You want to just dump the cans into a barrel?
I want to thieve from a barrel and it be Bourbonola. Like, it's just like
work like that. It's not that.
Hey, wait, Dave Bob. That's what the Scotchy Bourbon Boys need to do next time. We need to come down and work with you, and we're going to stay there after hours, and we're going to dump and we'll fill a 53-gallon barrel for you with cans of Bourbonola.
Yeah, it'll be the infinity barrel of Bourbonola.
Bourbonola. Yeah, we'll just keep until it's full. We'll do the legwork for that. And it's and you don't have to pay us. Pay us in Bourbonola.
He said you don't have to pay us. Well, we appreciate you coming on. I mean, this has been in the works for almost 2 months that we've been putting this together, because the spring and early summer has just been so busy. So we appreciate you taking time, not only sending us this sample kit, but taking the time, because you're still there. You still got to go home. Unless you're sleeping there.
No.
But we do appreciate it. And I think that in Ohio, Town Branch does exist. You will see the True Cask. You'll see the regular barrel that was like the $34 one.
Yeah.
We're going to work on getting some more stuff, because I think the overproof needs to be in Ohio. We do obviously have Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale. Maybe the Imperial Stout isn't as readily available, but the regular is, because they serve it in bars everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
And then,
that's a cult following that year.
Bourbonola, and I completely bitched about it last time when we saw you in Columbus. And Ann's like, I'd never even heard of Bourbonola. And I said, how the hell haven't you heard of Bourbonola? Well, a lot of people haven't. They don't realize, they see that can, it doesn't match the brand, so they don't think that it's like, okay.
It blows away like a Jim Beam and Cola, whatever they do. It just blows it away. It's not even close. It's almost. I mean, whatever they do, it has such a rich vanilla, cherry, bourbon. Beer. There's even like a root beer aspect of it. It's just all those flavors all in one, and that's just, and you explained it to us.
And nothing against Jack Daniels, but Jack Daniels, and obviously they've got their branding with Coca-Cola. Yeah. And whatever it is, it is so different.
No, it's not the same. No, it's its own. It's kind of like Ale 8. It's Ale 8 is nothing. It's its own thing, and Bourbonola is its own thing.
Talk about a dream, and obviously we're not the only, distilleries that would love to do this, but imagine one of the Kentucky distilleries doing a bourbon Ale 8 one. I mean, obviously, Ale 8's a great family. Well, Ale 8's an incredible family-owned company, and obviously, I'm sure it's come down the line multiple times. But until then, we just got to make it at home by ourselves.
Well, the people that should be doing it is Freddie. Why don't they have? Why do they have Freddie's ginger ale and Freddie's root beer, but they don't have the spiked one? I mean, come on. Yeah, you guys did it. You guys really did it. Nice job.
Yeah. No, I mean, if somebody could partner with Ale 8 and come out with a line of RTPs,
why isn't your person making a ginger ale that'll mix with your bourbon. I mean, that's the same. How is cherry cola and ginger ale? I mean, you would like create the ginger ale that should go with the bourbon, not just a ginger ale.
Something let me end with two things. Secret stuff over here. Imagine if a Kentucky Bourbon Distillery decided, hey man, this cherry cola is so good. What else could we make? And imagine a guy that makes bourbon and blends, who used to be an award-winning global bartender, made a cocktail in Ireland with mango and banana puree. And imagine if that sparked an idea to make a second flavor. And imagine it was called Bourbonola Tropical with bananas. And imagine if it was kind of like a bourbon mule with those tropical notes.
And imagine,
well, that's coming out.
Well, imagine that guy wore a hat.
Imagine you wore a hat with a.
Well, and so are you calling it Bourbonola Malibu?
No, that would be funny. That would taste like coconuts, probably. No. So it's in the process of. We've been in the process of developing and making it for over a year. It's going into canning production this summer. It's going to be called Bourbonola Subtropical. It's different, same design, different colors. Great packaging. It tastes incredible. It tastes like a bourbon ginger ale, ginger beer with banana and mango notes to it.
Are you going to have a launch party? Are you having a launch? 8%. Are you going to have a launch party?
Oh yeah. We'll be doing a launch party here for that.
You got to grow some palm trees.
Yeah. Some palm trees, get some monkeys.
Well, let us know about the launch party because that sounds fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And then another thing that you guys were huge supporters of, and what I'm starting tomorrow, Friday morning to come into the long weekend, I'll start doing my first micro blends of Imperium.
Oh,
you guys had the Imperium 105, and I loved how much you enjoyed that and compared it to the first batch that I did and how much it grew. Well, Imperium this year will be at cask strength.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I think
didn't we drink that first at Bourbon on the Banks?
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah.
So for those who haven't had it, and these are for the true town branch lovers and those that want to try something new, but you got to put a little bit of coin down. It's every year 3 of my favorite bourbons blended perfectly with 3 of my favorite weeded bourbon barrels, 3 on 3. And this year it'll be at cask strength, and that's around $120.
Yeah, that was. I remember that. That was phenomenal, and we were. It was awesome to taste that, the Imperium.
I remember it because we were walking around and we stopped with Dave Bob, and he's like, being his normal animated self, and so he's talking to people that are at the tent, and he's pouring them stuff, and he's like, hang on, and then he pulls this bottle out from underneath the counter, and he's like, hey guys, try this and tell me what you think.
We're like, holy crap.
And you're like, okay. And the people that are walking by are like, what the shit? How did we get that?
How do we get in on that?
Well, we appreciate you a lot. I love the direction you got town.
Yeah, Dave, you've been awesome, man. Thank you so much.
The brand is headed in a killer direction, and I keep telling people in Ohio, I don't care what you have, go out and buy a bottle of True Cask, try it, see what you think. If it's not your thing, give it to somebody, share it. But I think that most people will find when they try that it's fantastic for the price point that it is.
I think it's their thing. I mean, honestly, I think that's why we did this, and that's why when Dave, you've got the attention on the bourbon and still with everything else that the distillery does. And you've put the time and effort in to be able to create what the brand, even what, Pierce wanted it to be. I think you've taken it to that next level and done some great things with it. I know early on some of the stuff, as far as bourbon, it wasn't always everybody's favorite. So when I hear somebody say it, I go, it's time now. It's time now because it's there. Dave's doing a great job. Dave Bob's doing a great job. Just keep it up. I mean, you understand what bourbon drinkers like. Everything I tasted, and just so you know, it was the middle 120.39 one that I would have picked for the bourbon. I think that was the 8-year. So that one did it for me. That would have been my pick for the bourbon.
Appreciate it. Yeah. And again, ending it, it's our whole team to run this place as a brewery distillery, and, from our sales team to marketing and everybody on production, we're so lucky to have everybody, and they've all been here for so long. You can't get rid of us. Yeah. It's a great team.
Thank you, Dave, for taking
family.
2 hours out of your evening and with us and go over such an amazing journey that you're on. And the single barrel pick was phenomenal. I don't know. Tomorrow, I'm going to try that bottle again tomorrow.
Yeah, sip it again.
And if it still has those notes, we have a problem.
I love it.
We're seriously.
Yeah. Well, again, and we'll have to come down here and drill into it and see how it's matured.
Oh, God. Not this Saturday, but the following Saturday?
Making this decision.
I'll be down. Just name the Saturday.
You come. I'm here the next 2 Saturdays, and then give me, a couple more weeks, and I'm back. Yeah, you want to come in on a Saturday? We'll do it.
All right.
Then we can go have lunch somewhere. I'm bringing my kids there.
It's fine.
Well, thank you so much.
See you, Dave, and just for everybody, tuning in tonight. Thanks for tuning in and listening to Dave and everything that Town Branch has to offer.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, if you want to get out and get going, because I know you do, we'll finish up here. All right?
We'll finish up. I want to watch it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Yeah,
all right. www.scotchybourbonboys.com. How can they get to you on the internet?
I'd say social media, Town Branch Bourbon on Instagram and Facebook, townbranchbourbon.com or lexingtonbrewingco.com. If you want to see some kind of inside secret stuff and travel that I do in talking about bourbon, go Dave Bob Bourbon on Facebook, on Instagram.
Perfect. All right, everybody, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, along with Apple, iHeart, and Spotify, and anywhere else you want to listen to us, we're probably there. But whether you listen to us or watch us, make sure that you leave good feedback. Become a subscriber, member, top shelf on YouTube. A shout out to Kirk for leaving the first time two super chats tonight. Just so you know, he likes Old Mill and Old Mill Light. I have no idea what those beers are because I'm a bourbon guy. And then also, remember, good bourbon equals good times and good friends. Make sure you drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly. Yeah. Don't drink and drive.
And live your life.
Live your life with
uncut and unfiltered.
And AI will take us out. Tiny here to tell you about Whiskey Thief Distilling Company and their newly opened tasting room. Whether you are up for a farm-to-glass distilling experience on the Three Boys Farm in Frankfort, Kentucky, or an out-of-this-world tasting experience in Nulu, you won't be disappointed. At both locations, their barrel picks all day, every day, are like none other. Each location features stations with 5 barrels, each featuring their pot-distilled bourbons and ryes. Once the barrels have been thieved and tasted, you can make a selection and thieve your own bottle. A day at Whiskey Thief with their friendly staff and ownership will ensure you many good times with good friends and family. Remember to always drink responsibly, never drink and drive, and live your life uncut and unfiltered.
On the floor, working hard all day till you can't no more. Life rolls on, but the choice is yours. How you play it out when you walk through that door. One bottle, one drink, one pour. That's what the Scotchy Bourbon boys got in store. Tuesdays, Thursdays, come pull up a seat. We'll taste through the whiskey on the rocks and eat.